This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
Exports of U.S. liquefied natural gas bounced higher in August as output from the country's second-largest export facility rose following an outage and maintenance activities at other plants wound down. Preliminary data from financial firm LSEG showed on Tuesday. Exports of the superchilled gas rose to 7.48 million metric tons, MT, in August, up from the 6.69 MT in July, which marked the second lowest monthly exports of the year, the LSEG data showed. In August, Freeport LNG at times operated above nameplate capacity as it began to benefit from its debottlenecking work to add output beyond the plant's 15.3 MTPA capacity following an outage in July.
China said on Tuesday it planned to start an anti-dumping investigation into canola imports from Canada after Ottawa moved to impose tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, lifting prices of domestic rapeseed oil futures to a one-month peak. Canadian Farm Minister Lawrence Macaulay said the move was deeply concerning. In a post on the X social media network, he said Ottawa was closely following the case and would defend and support the farm sector. Canada, following the lead of the United States and European Union, announced last week a 100% tariff on imports of Chinese electric vehicles and a 25% tariff on imported steel and aluminium from China.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Britain's offshore wind sector got a boost on Tuesday from the best-funded renewables auction yet, with Ørsted and Iberdrola emerging among the winners, after a sale last year failed to secure any offshore wind projects. The Labour government's plans to decarbonise the electricity sector by 2030 require a big increase in renewable power capacity such as wind and solar. Energy Secretary Ed Miliband issued a statement saying the Labour administration, in power since July, had inherited a broken energy policy, and the auction on Tuesday, which awarded a record number of projects, marked progress it would build on.
Oil prices fell on Wednesday, extending a plunge of more than 4% the previous day, on expectations that a political dispute halting Libyan exports could be resolved and concerns over lower global demand growth. Brent crude futures for November fell 37 cents, or 0.5%, to $73.38 by 0330 GMT, after the previous session's fall of 4.9%. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures for October were down 41 cents, or 0.6%, at $69.93, after dropping 4.4% on Tuesday. Both contracts fell to their lowest since December on signs of a deal to resolve the political dispute between rival factions in Libya that cut output by about half and curbed exports. Next, we have the top news in metal markets. London copper prices inched upward on Wednesday after heavy sell-offs sent the market to a two-week low in the previous session, while concerns over global economic outlook and demand for the industrial metals still weighed on sentiment. Three-month copper on the London Metal Exchange was up 0.5% at $9,050 per metric ton, as of 0146 GMT. The contract fell 2.5% on Tuesday to its lowest level since August 13. The most traded October copper contract on the Shanghai Futures Exchange lost 1.8% to 72,110 yuan, $10,140.48 a ton.
Goldman Sachs has suspended covering zinc markets for the moment, citing restricted capacity, following the departure of the sector lead earlier this year. Goldman's metals strategist Nicholas Snowden has joined Mercuria, as the energy trader seeks to expand its presence in the sector. Snowden's departure from Goldman followed that of Jeff Curry, the investment bank's former head of commodities research, who joined private equity giant Carlyle in February to lead energy transition analysis.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
Indian authorities need to promptly cut or remove a floor price for basmati rice exports to help farmers to boost overseas sales of the premium grade and avoid a glut that would further erode farm income, millers said. India and Pakistan, the only growers of basmati, Both try to promote the premium grade of rice in a manner similar to French champagne or Darjeeling tea. New Delhi exports 4 to 5 million metric tons of basmati, the premium long-grain variety famed for its aroma, to countries such as Iran, Iraq, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates and the United States. Europe is another big market for the rice.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.